Freedom from worry. February 16, 2014. One of the most difficult of skills to learn that often needs to be reapplied throughout your life is freeing yourself from excessive worry. Understand what worry truly is. It is an image of the future that is seen as unpleasant and painful, and you see outcomes as if they have already occurred. Worry takes joy away from you, and if you worry all the time, each and every day, your own perception becomes distorted and what was once seen with clarity becomes fogged up and uncertain. In addition, worrying is tiring, and in time from excessive worrying your vital energy will become drained. There are many differentiating beliefs circulating about worrying, including how worrying can be helpful, or that you have absolutely no control over your worrying mind. Before you learn to become less of a worrier, it is essential to learn what your own assumptions are about what worrying means to you, and what is it that you tend to worry about and why. Is there any part of you that really thinks worrying serves you well? There are many dear souls that truly believe worrying is an essential part that leads you to maturity, or worrying helps you to solve problematic issues. In truth, these examples are not true, as excessive worrying is not healthy, nor does it serve you well. What excessive worry is, dear ones, is a demonstration of your inability to gain a more positive and appropriate perspective regardless what kind of situation you are dealing with. What worrying also does is it keeps you stuck in the problems instead of helping you find a workable solution. Instead of spending all your time trying to identify with the problem, take some of the energy and put it elsewhere, not all of it but enough to relieve some pressure and stress from the situation. We have observed that many dear souls worry only because they feel this action will somehow protect them from negative challenges or mishaps that are a part of life. One of the first things you do when working on becoming less of a worrier is understanding the reason behind your impulse to worry is based on misunderstandings and misconception of facts. When you take away the fear from any situation, you quickly determine that what created the worry came from your fear of the unknown. You created possible scenarios for just in case, when in fact they were unnecessary. All that you will accomplish by worrying so much is a lack of happiness and joy, and it prevents you from being in the present moment because you are always thinking of something from the past, even if it just happened yesterday or a couple days ago. When you take a look at your own beliefs and values that lead you to worry, and to why you allow yourself to worry about many things that don't require that extra output of energy, you just may discover that you really want to end this inner need to worry so much and to enjoy the fruits of life. When you have given some serious thought to becoming less of a worrier, one of the first things we encourage you to do is create an open-mindedness for the unknown. Why so many dear souls tend to worry so much is because they fear the unknown and worry persistently over what could be, and in truth there is no escape from the unknown or uncertainty, because you are not given all the answers right away, because you are meant to solve your issues and work through your challenges that will bring you through the unknown, and in most cases stronger than when you began. In addition, worrying has no ability to change any hesitation that is brought on by situations life has provided you with. When you realize you are worrying too much and your negative and troubling thoughts don't leave you, this is a good time, dear ones, to apply some cognitive rebuilding, where you question your thoughts, asking a lot of why-type questions. Did you know, dear ones, that there are many among you that have never questioned any of their thoughts? They have never attempted to validate the reason behind their worry or troubling thoughts. Stepping back from the situation that has caused you to worry excessively allows you to assess if your worrying thoughts are valid and are helpful. When you question a thought, you are given a golden opportunity to see a different perspective other than what worrying provides you. Then you are to move beyond the worrying because you have come to the conclusion that the worrying was unnecessary. We want you to be honest and think, dear ones. Do you really want to know every uncertain detail ahead of time for every situation and event that crosses your path? If you already know all the unknowns and all the uncertainties life has to offer, how then will you learn to overcome difficulties and challenges because they are filled to the brim of uncertainty? How then would you grow if you have nothing to transcend from? Much of the wisdom you have right now is not given to you. The majority of your wisdom has come from life experiences. Just imagine how much of this would not be possible if you knew every single uncertainty and every unknown. It is very possible, dear ones, to have a full and joyful life while accepting life is filled with uncertain moments, and there are many unknown territories for you to embrace and enter that are for your benefit to learn and to grow and develop in every inch of your life. Just because you come up to something that is uncertain, does this mean you have to envision a negative outcome? Realize, dear ones, that many of the awful things that you have experienced came from worrying, and not from living. We have noticed that for many dear souls, worrying has become a habitual part of life and affects many aspects of their day. You may get a worrying thought in the middle of your day that will cause a distraction from your present moment and hinder the production of your efforts because you will be drawn to the troubling thought. Worrying is a habit, and depending on the severity it can be a difficult one to break or even diminish, but anything is possible if you believe with your heart and soul working in unison. In truth, when most dear souls begin to question their assumptions towards their own beliefs and values in regards to what they worry about, they quickly discover that what they were worrying about wasn't serving them any good and was taking precious energy from them, making them wearier. To decrease the habit of worrying, you do this gradually, not abruptly. If a troubling and worrisome thought enters your mind and you feel yourself become stuck to it, then tell yourself that this troubling thought will not work. You can't deny the fact that you are a worrier. It is important to be honest with yourself and accept that you have a tendency to worry, yet you are willing to decrease the habit each day. Just like many people who are trying to stop smoking, they do this in gradual steps, while still allowing themselves a couple cigarettes per day until they no longer can stand the taste nor have the desire. It is essential to give yourself a few minutes just to worry like crazy, and then gradually you decrease the minutes. When and if you catch yourself worrying, you simply remind yourself you will do this worrying later and put the nagging thought out of your mind. This frees up some of your mental clutter, and just maybe you will forget the time you have given yourself to worry because you have given yourself freedom to enjoy life. When you give yourself the freedom from the mental chaos that was going through your mind from all the worrying, you are giving focus back into your life, and all the vital energy that was taken away returns, and you are able to apply this essential energy in more productive and positive ways. Becoming less of a worrier gives you more time to be grateful and for the joyous life that is here in the present for you to embrace and to live to the fullest. I am Melchizedek through Julie Miller. spiritualnetworks.com